Minister, page 211 sets out the 11 services for this part. Noting that we are dividing this session into two, which of the 7 services are you able to take questions on at this time?
So, Member, I advised 2, 6 and 7. However, if it's a specific fisheries question, I might need to refer that, but yes.
And, Minister, in respect to services 2, 6 and 7, are farmers and pastoralists part of the stakeholders which you engage with?
Yes. So I'm not, yeah.
Now, Minister, last month the government, a different department, issued regulations pertaining to the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Act. Many farmers and pastoralists have expressed major concerns. Have any of them expressed concerns to you? And if so, has the department did the department participate in a consultation process prior to the regulations being made?
Minister.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So, Member, DPLH are obviously the lead. The agency did put a submission into the feedback process. Any queries that have come either through my office or to the department have been referred back to the relevant minister and or department, depending on what level they've come in.
So, but your department put in a submission into the process that led to the regulations being promulgated?
So when is that?
We did put in a submission. It's the online submission.
Minister.
Chair, Member, I'm advised that the department did put in a submission through the online submissions process.
Okay, what's the date of that submission?
Yes. Through the Chair. Member, we don't have the date available, but I can give you the response number because it is listed online as publicly available responses. So it's response number 41158049 and it's gone online to the consultation process. So my understanding is it's freely available. If you wanted the date, we could get that on notice if you need the specific date.
Would there be an approximate date that you're able to provide at this time?
I'm not sure when the submission's closed.
Even by calendar month, if not by a precise date?
Would have been a couple of months.
Remember, the best we can say is 2 to 3 months ago, we believe.
Okay.
We're not sure. We don't have the particular officer who submitted the press send on the form.
No need to take that on notice at this time. And so, Minister, did you sign off on that submission?
I did. Director General.
Minister.
Chair, no, Member, the Director General.
All right. And you say it's publicly available. Were you briefed about the submission prior to it going in?
No.
You were not?
No.
Okay. But you have received complaints, no doubt, from farmers and pastoralists about this matter?
I have received concerns. Any concerns that came through my office have been redirected to Minister Booty's office if they've been received directly at my office.
So if a farmer or a pastoralist complains about the impact of the regulations upon them, the process in your office has been to refer them to Minister Booty?
Minister.
Yes, I don't have the expertise in my office to answer individual queries. So obviously, Minister Booty and the DPLH are the officers involved, and so I don't want to answer questions outside of my realm of responsibility.
All right.
But
you would be concerned about their concerns as key stakeholders. How many such referrals has your office made to Minister Booty?
Chair, Member, I don't think we collected. I think it's if someone calls up, then they are redirected to Mr Booty's office. I don't have that information to hand as to how many queries. I'm not sure that we collect that information. If the receptionist answers the phone, I think they transfer the call or redirect the call.
Right, okay. But what about correspondence?
I probably could get that information on notice. I haven't been briefed. But if you want
would it be substantial, or would you only have had maybe 1 or 2 complaints, or might it be in the hundreds or thousands?
Minister. Minister.
Through the chair, my staff estimate 10 to 20.
All right. Well, if you could take on
Honourable Nick
notice
Moran.
those 10 to 20, appreciating that there may be some confidentiality that you might want to invoke on it, but what you could provide to the committee, even in redacted form, would be appreciated.
Member, would I can provide the number and a summary of the concerns expressed?
Yes, please.
Okay, that is C1.
And
Honourable Nick Moran.
thank you, Chairman. And Minister, given that there have been concerns, at the very least we know that there's some 10 to 20 written concerns, plus presumably many others that have been by telephone and the like. You'd also be aware of a nearly 30,000 signed petition that was tabled in Parliament recently. Have you been briefed yourself in respect to the impact of the regulations upon farmers and pastoralists?
Minister.
Chair, I'm going to take some direction. We are obviously, I appreciate that you've drawn it back to the service agreement. I have been briefed by Minister Booty's office about the legislation. I obviously am out and about a lot, and so I have certainly heard personal concerns. And so, yes, I have heard those concerns. I do not believe a lot of those concerns are, I don't want to use the word valid, but a lot of the concerns are perhaps a misunderstanding about how the Act will work. And so I'm confident that if farmers are doing like-for-like activities, they are not impacted. If farmers are doing something new, I'm confident that there is a number they can call. There are online maps, they can get information. My understanding is that if you weren't covered by the old legislation in regard to farming activities or stuff you do on your private land, then you're not going to be impacted by the new legislation. So I obviously speak to farmers regularly at different events, and I'm more than happy to confirm with them my understanding of the Act, in that it's certainly the sky is not going to fall down on the 1st of July and that
Sure.
it is workable. But I am noting that I'm not sure that we are moving a fair way, I think, away from budget.
Yeah, well, we might bring it back to the budget papers a little bit more, with little bit more clarity there.
Thank you.
In terms of where you're going with it, the Honourable Nick Moran.
Thanks, Chairman. And
You've got the call.
so, Minister, in respect to those three services that you identified, which were 2, 6 and 7, impacting upon farmers and pastoralists, has the Director-General or any officer briefed you in respect to these regulations? I hear that you say that you've been briefed by Minister Booty's office, but has this Director-General or any other officer briefed you?
Through the chair,
Yes.
no, and I wouldn't expect them to. My department briefed me on matters pertaining to my portfolio, and the Act has not yet come into place, so I'm not sure what they would be briefing me on. So no.
All right, one final
Yeah.
question,
Okay,
Mr Chairman,
Honourable
through to
Nick
the
Moran.
Minister. This submission that the department put in regards to the regulations, the consultation process, you didn't sign off on it. It was sent in, I think, by the Director-General, you mentioned. It's publicly available. You say you've not been briefed in respect to it, but you've read it?
No, member, I haven't.